What if I told you that the most powerful move you can make is to act completely unbothered? In a world addicted to reactions, your silence, your stillness, your self-mastery is a spiritual flex they'll never see coming. This isn't detachment, it's divine discipline. They expect you to react. That's the trap. The moment you flinch, the moment you defend, explain, argue, or even acknowledge their noise, you hand over your power. Real power is quiet. It doesn't ask for attention. It doesn't beg to be understood. It simply exists, rooted, calm, immovable. The strongest move you can make is to stay still while everything around you tries to pull you out of alignment. That's the power move they never expect. Life is full of provocations. People will test you. They'll project their insecurities, their pain, their chaos onto you. But when you train yourself to act unbothered, not as a performance, but as a principle, you're no longer at the mercy of the world. You become sovereign over your own mind. Every reaction you don't give is a seed planted in your garden of discipline. Every moment you choose calm over chaos, you sharpen the edge of your awareness. Being unbothered is not about pretending nothing affects you. It's about mastering your inner world so deeply that nothing can control you. It's about knowing when to engage and when to disengage. It's about realizing that most of what seeks your attention is not worthy of it. The ego wants drama. The soul wants peace. And choosing peace over and over again builds a foundation of quiet strength that no one can touch. When someone insults you, they're testing you. When they ignore you, they're testing you. When life throws delays, setbacks, detours, they're all invitations to react. But every time you resist that invitation, you reinforce the boundary between who you are and what tries to shake you. And that boundary, once cultivated, becomes a fortress. Not a wall to keep people out, but a space to keep your essence intact. Napoleon Hill wrote that the power of thought is the beginning of all achievement. But what he also implied was that the control of thought is the beginning of all mastery. You can't control the world. You can't control other people. But you can control how you think, how you feel, how you act. And from that place of mastery, you begin to influence the world in ways others can't comprehend. The ability to stay composed, even when everything in you wants to scream, defend, explain, or retaliate, that is discipline. That is training. And it doesn't happen by accident. You have to decide every day to choose your peace. You have to practice silence, not as avoidance, but as wisdom. Every situation is a mirror. If it brings up something in you, it's not about them, it's about what you haven't healed yet. And that's the work. That's the real battlefield, not out there. In here. Being unbothered doesn't mean you don't care. It means you've chosen what to care about. Most people are addicted to reacting, addicted to external validation, addicted to proving themselves right. But the spiritually disciplined, the emotionally intelligent, they see through the illusion. They know that the loudest person in the room is often the weakest. That validation given by others can be taken away. That true confidence is built in silence, in solitude, in stillness. You want to be powerful? Learn to observe without needing to control. Learn to witness your emotions without being owned by them. Learn to let people misunderstand you without correcting them. You are not obligated to participate in every conflict, to win every argument, to be liked by every person. Those who expect you to chase approval have no idea how dangerous you become once you stop needing it. Train your mind to pause, not because you're passive, but because you're strategic. When something upsets you, stop, breathe, ask, is this really worth my energy? Will this matter in a week, a month, a year? If the answer is no, let it go. Release it with the same grace you use to protect your peace. Emotional maturity is the ability to prioritize what actually matters and discard the rest. And here's the paradox. When you stop reacting, you gain influence. When you stop defending yourself, people start questioning their assumptions. When you move in silence, they lean in, wondering what you're thinking. Silence makes people uncomfortable, and in that discomfort, you gain leverage. You force them to reveal themselves while you reveal nothing. You become an enigma, and that mystery, that absence of need, becomes magnetic. You'll notice the strongest people don't talk much. They don't need to. Their presence speaks, their energy speaks. And when they do speak, every word lands. Why? Because they aren't wasting words to be heard. They're speaking with intention, precision, clarity. They've cultivated such depth within themselves that external noise becomes irrelevant. They don't argue because they don't need to win. They've already won by staying centered. There's a divine elegance in being unbothered. It doesn't mean you're unreachable. It means you're unfuckwithable. It means you've transcended the petty games others try to drag you into. It means your self-worth is no longer on auction. It means you've stopped chasing outcomes and started embodying alignment. Detachment is not coldness. It's not numbness. It's sacred discernment. It's understanding that your energy is sacred, that every reaction is a transaction, and most people can't afford your attention. Detachment is choosing not to suffer over what you cannot control. It's letting go of the outcome and staying rooted in the process. It's trusting that everything is happening for your evolution, even when it doesn't feel like it. Think of the river. It flows, it adapts, it moves around obstacles without resistance. It doesn't stop because of a rock in the way. It doesn't rage when it's redirected. It just continues, effortlessly, purposefully. That's you when you stop reacting. That's you when you move with trust instead of fear. That's you when you become emotionally untouchable. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are not here to fight every battle. You are not here to prove your worth. Your energy, your time, your attention, they're currencies. Invest them wisely. Let the insecure play loud. Let the untrained scramble for attention. Let the unstable react. You remain centered. You remain focused. You remain quiet, intentional, sovereign. The world is loud. Everyone wants to be seen, heard, validated. But in that noise, there is no depth. You don't find your power by shouting. You find it by mastering the silence within, by hearing your own thoughts, by standing still long enough to separate truth from distraction. Most people don't fear your strength. They fear your silence. Because silence means they can't manipulate you. They can't predict you. They can't draw you into their drama. When you don't react, they are left with themselves, and many people can't handle that kind of mirror. But that's not your burden to carry. You don't owe anyone your reaction. You don't owe anyone your energy. The highest form of self-respect is choosing peace, even when chaos tempts you. The highest form of strength is walking away from what disrupts your alignment. And the highest form of intelligence is knowing what to ignore. So stop announcing your next move. Stop explaining your plans. Stop broadcasting your struggles. Let your actions speak. Let your results speak. Let your stillness be so loud they can't ignore it. When they ask how you stayed so calm, let them wonder. When they question why you never responded, let them sit with the silence. Do the work in private. Heal in silence. Grow without needing recognition. Move with such intention that you no longer seek approval, because approval is a drug. It makes you feel good temporarily, but keeps you dependent. The more you seek it, the more power you give away. Detach from outcomes, not because you don't care, but because you trust. Trust that what's for you cannot miss you. Trust that setbacks are setups. Trust that redirection is protection. When things fall apart, don't panic. Breathe, observe, adjust. This is the path of the unbothered, steady, adaptable, unfazed. Your spiritual power grows in direct proportion to your emotional discipline. The less reactive you are, the clearer you become. The clearer you become, the more aligned your actions are. And when you move in alignment, nothing can stop you. Not people, not problems, not even your past. They'll try to test you, to poke, to provoke, to shake your center. But when you've trained your mind, you smile, not because you're unaffected, but because you've learned that not everything deserves a response. Your silence becomes your shield. Your detachment becomes your armor. Your peace becomes your rebellion. And yes, sometimes it's lonely, choosing peace over people, choosing purpose over popularity. But that solitude sharpens you. It deepens you. It gives you access to a version of yourself most will never meet. And once you meet that version, you'll never trade it for surface-level connection again. Everything changes when you stop trying to be understood. Everything changes when you stop explaining your worth. Everything changes when you decide to walk in calm confidence instead of frantic proving. Let them underestimate you. Let them misread your silence. Let them think you're passive. Because when it's time to move, your results will speak louder than anything they ever said. Master your breath. Master your emotions. Master your focus. You can't control how people treat you, but but you can control how long you let them disturb your energy. You can't control the outcome, but you can control your effort. You can't control the world, but you can control your response. That's where your freedom lives. True detachment is not closing your heart. It's opening your eyes. It's knowing that love without control is possible. That passion without possession is real. That connection without obsession is power. When you stop clinging, you start flowing. When you stop needing, you start attracting. When you stop proving, you start becoming. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them try. You, stay still. Stay grounded. Stay unavailable to chaos. Because nothing, and I mean nothing, shakes the soul that's rooted in truth. Act unbothered, not to pretend, but because you've transcended the level of needing to react. You've chosen elevation. You've chosen mastery. You've chosen to be the calm in the storm, the silence in the noise, the stillness in the fire. And when the world finally notices, it'll be too late. You already won.